First contact. The stars blurred into streaks of light as the celestial voyager cut through the fabric of space. Captain Zara Vex stood on the bridge, her scaled fingers drumming against the sleek control panel. Her deep purple eyes scanned the redouts, searching for anything of interest in this backwater sector of the galaxy. Captain, her first officer, Krell, called out, "We're picking up an unusual energy signature from the third planet of this system." Zara's antenna twitched with curiosity. "On screen," she commanded. A holographic display flickered to life, showing a blue and green world surrounded by primitive satellites and space debris. Zara's eyes narrowed. She'd heard whispers about this planet. Earth, the humans called it. A species on the brink of true spaceflight, yet still mired in their own petty conflicts. "Magnify that energy signature," Zara ordered. The display zoomed in, revealing the lone vehicle on a deserted stretch of road. Interesting. Their propulsion technology is laughably outdated, yet that vehicle is emitting traces of element 115. Prepare the tractor beam. Miles below, on that lonely highway, Jack Foster was having the worst day of his life. His beat-up sit-ins sputtered and coughed, finally rolling to a stop in the middle of nowhere. He slammed his palms against the steering wheel in frustration. "Come on, you piece of junk," he shouted, turning the key again. The engine wheezed pathetically in response. Jack sighed, running a hand through his messy brown hair. He was already late for his sister's wedding. And now this. He stepped out of the car, the desert heat immediately assaulting him. As he popped the hood, a strange humming filled the air. He looked up, expecting to see a helicopter or plane. Instead, his jaw dropped as an enormous, sleek vessel appeared in the sky, shimmering like a mirage. Before Jack could even process what he was seeing, a beam of light engulfed him. The next thing Jack knew, he was lying on a cold, metallic floor, his head spinning. He blinked, trying to focus on his surroundings. The room was unlike anything he'd ever seen. All smooth curves and pulsing lights. "Subject secured, Captain," a gravelly voice announced. Jack scrambled to his feet, his heart pounding. He found himself face to face with a creature straight out of science fiction. It stood nearly 7 feet tall, with blue-tinted skin and 4 arms. Its face was vaguely humanoid, but with large, multifaceted eyes and antennae that twitched as it regarded him. What are you?" Jack stammered, backing away until he hit a wall. "Where am I?" A new voice answered, smooth and authoritative. "You are aboard the celestial voyager, human, and I am Captain Zara Vex." Jack turned to see another alien enter the room. This one was clearly female, with a lithe, athletic build and skin that shimmered with iridescent scales. Her eyes, a deep purple, locked onto his with unsettling intensity. I don't understand," Jack said, his mind reeling. "Why did you bring me here?" Zara circled him slowly, her gaze analytical. "Your vehicle contained traces of a very rare and valuable element. We detected no signs of advanced technology, yet there it was." "Explain." Jack's brow furrowed in confusion. "My car. It's just an old piece of junk. There's nothing special about it." Zara's antennae twitched in what might have been amusement. "Perhaps not to you. But knowingly or not, you've stumbled upon something of great interest to us. And now, Jack Foster of Earth, you're going to help us find more." "How do you know my name?" Jack asked, a chill running down his spine. Zara tapped a device on her wrist, and a holographic display of Jack's driver's license appeared. "We have our ways. Now, you have a choice. Cooperate, and you'll be treated as an honored guest aboard my ship. Refuse, and, well, let's just say the alternative is less pleasant." Jack's mind raced. Part of him wanted to pinch himself, sure this was all some bizarre dream. But the cold floor beneath his feet and the alien scents filling his nostrils were all too real. He thought of his family back on Earth, of the life he'd left behind without even knowing it. But as he looked into Zara's piercing gaze, he also felt a thrill of excitement. This was first contact. He, Jack Foster, unremarkable insurance salesman from Arizona, was the first human to stand among the stars. Whatever came next, he knew his life would never be the same. Taking a deep breath, Jack squared his shoulders and met Zara's eyes. "All right, Captain, I'll help you. But I have conditions of my own." A slow smile spread across Zara's face, revealing sharp, predatory teeth. "I believe this is the beginning of a very interesting partnership, Jack Foster of Earth. Welcome aboard the Celestial Voyager." As Jack followed Zara out of the holding cell and into the vast, gleaming corridors of the alien ship, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was stepping into an adventure beyond his wildest dreams or nightmares, adapting to space. The days aboard the Celestial Voyager blurred together for Jack. Each moment brought new wonders and terrors in equal measure. He found himself struggling to adapt to the ship's artificial gravity, which seemed to fluctuate subtly throughout the day cycle. The food, while edible, consisted mainly of nutrient-rich pastes that left him longing for a simple cheeseburger. But it was the technology that truly boggled Jack's mind. Holographic interfaces sprang to life at the wave of a hand. Doors arised open automatically, somehow knowing who had clearance to enter. And through it all, the ship's eye, which the crew called Nexus, kept everything running with eerie efficiency. "You're brooding again, human." Zara's voice cut through Jack's reverie. He turned to find the alien captain watching him with those unnerving purple eyes. "Just processing," Jack replied, gesturing vaguely at the star-filled viewport. "A week ago, I was worried about making my sister's wedding. Now I'm light years from home, surrounded by technology I can't even begin to understand." Zara's antennae twitched in what Jack had come to recognize as amusement. "Yet you adapt remarkably well for a species so new to the stars. It's intriguing." There was that word again. Intriguing. Zara used it often when observing him, and Jack couldn't shake the feeling that he was some sort of lab specimen to her. "About that element you're looking for," Jack said, changing the subject. "I've been racking my brain, but I honestly have no idea how it ended up in my car. I bought it used from a guy in Phoenix. That's all I know." Zara's eyes narrowed. Perhaps a more direct approach is needed. "Krell," she called out. The burly, four-armed alien who had first greeted Jack appeared. "Prepare the memory extractor. It's time we got to the bottom of this mystery." Jack's heart rate spiked. Memory extractor. That sounds invasive. "Relax, human," Zara said, her tone almost gentle. "It's a non-invasive procedure. We'll simply scan your neural pathways and reconstruct relevant memories. It won't hurt much." Before Jack could protest further, alarms blared throughout the ship. Nexus's calm voice filled the air. "Warning. Unidentified vessels approaching. Hostile intent detected." Zara sprang into action, all thoughts of the memory extractor forgotten. "Battle stations. Krell, get to engineering. Jack, with me." Jack found himself swept along in Zara's wake as she strode purposefully to the bridge. Alien crew members rushed past, each intent on their duties. On the main view screen, a swarm of smaller ships appeared, darting toward the Celestial Voyager with clear aggression. "Xylox," Zara spat the word like a curse. "Vicious pirates with a particular hatred for my people. Shields up. Prepare evasive maneuvers." The ship rocked as energy weapons impacted their shields. Jack gripped a nearby console to keep his balance, his mind racing. He watched in awe as Zara barked orders, her crew responding with practiced efficiency. But something wasn't right. "Captain," Jack said, an idea forming. "These Xylox, they're using some kind of coordinated attack pattern, right?" Zara glanced at him, surprise evident on her alien features. "Yes. How did you?" "It's like a football play," Jack continued, the pieces falling into place. "They're trying to herd us into a specific position. Look." He pointed at the tactical display. "If you continue this evasive pattern, you'll be right where they want you." Zara's eyes widened as she saw the truth in Jack's words. "Nexus, Alter course. Bring us about to heading 227 Mark IV. The celestial Voyager banked hard, throwing off the Xyloc formation. In the confusion, Zara unleashed a barrage of energy torpedoes that shredded two of the pirate vessels. Incredible, Zara breathed, looking at Jack with new respect. How did a primitive human see what my tacticians missed? Jack shrugged, a bit embarrassed by the attention. Sometimes an outside perspective helps. Plus, I've watched a lot of football. The battle raged on, but with the element of surprise lost, the Xylocs soon retreated. As the adrenaline faded, Jack found himself the center of attention on the bridge. Alien crew members regarded him with a mixture of curiosity and newfound respect. Zara approached him, her expression unreadable. "It seems I underestimated you, Jack Foster of Earth. Perhaps there's more to your species than I first thought." Jack met her gaze, feeling a spark of defiance. "There's a lot more to us than you know, Captain. Maybe it's time you started seeing me as a partner in this venture, not just a subject to study." A slow smile spread across Zora's face, revealing those sharp teeth. "Indeed. Come with me, Jack. I believe it's time we had a real conversation about why you're here and what we're truly seeking." As Jack followed Zara off the bridge, he couldn't shake the feeling that he'd just passed some sort of test. The mystery of the element 115 still loomed, but now there was something else. A growing sense that his presence on this ship might be more than mere chance. Whatever came next, Jack was determined to face it head-on, representing humanity with all the courage and ingenuity he could muster. Unexpected alliance. The observation deck was eerily quiet as Jack and Zara stood side by side, gazing out at the vast expanse of space. The recent battle with the Xylocs had left its mark. Repair drones buzzed around the hull, patching damaged sections. Element 115. Zara began, her voice uncharacteristically soft. "We call it Novium. It's not just rare, Jack. It's the key to unlocking faster-than-light travel without the need for massive energy expenditures." Jack frowned, processing this information. "And you think Earth has a natural deposit of this stuff?" Zara's antennae twitched. "Not exactly. We believe your planet was visited long ago. The traces in your vehicle suggest Novium-based technology was once present on Earth." "Aliens," Jack breathed. "You're saying aliens have been to Earth before?" "Precisely," Zora confirmed. "An ancient race we call the Precursors. They vanished months ago, but their technology, it could revolutionize galactic travel." Jack's mind reeled with the implications. "And that's why you need me, to help you find where this precursor tech might be hidden on Earth." Before Zara could respond, the ship shuddered violently. Alarms blared as Nexus's voice filled the air. "Warning. Spatial anomaly detected. Unknown energy signature approaching." They rushed to the bridge, where chaos reigned. The main view screen showed a swirling vortex of energy, pulsing with otherworldly light. "Report," Zara barked. Krill's four hands danced over the controls. "It's like nothing we've ever encountered, Captain. The energy readings are off the charts." Suddenly, a massive ship emerged from the vortex. Its design was alien even by the standards Jack had grown accustomed to, all swooping organic curves and pulsing bioluminescence. "By the cosmic core," Zara whispered, her usual composure shaken. "It's them. The Ethereals. Friends of yours?" Jack asked, trying to keep his voice steady. Zara shook her head. "Hardly. They're a hyper-advanced species, so far beyond us technologically that they view most races as little more than insects. We've had encounters before. They never end well." The comm system crackled to life, and a voice that seemed to bypass their ears and speak directly into their minds filled the bridge. "Insignificant vessels, you have trespassed in ethereal space. Prepare for cleansing." Tendrils of energy lashed out from the ethereal ship, enveloping the celestial Voyager. Systems began to fail as the alien influence wormed its way through their defenses. "They're going to tear us apart," Krell shouted. Jack's mind raced. Something about the energy signature tickled at his memory. "Wait," he exclaimed. "I've seen something like this before." All eyes turned to him as Jack frantically pulled up the scan results from his old car. "Look, the novium traces. The energy pattern is similar. Different scale, but the underlying structure is the same." Zara's eyes widened in understanding. "The precursors. They must have developed this technology to combat the ethereals. If we can replicate the frequency," Jack continued, excitement building, "we might be able to disrupt their attack." It was a long shot, but they had no other options. Zara gave the order, and the crew worked feverishly to modify their shields. Jack found himself working alongside alien engineers, his unique perspective helping to bridge gaps in their understanding. As the ethereal ship prepared for its final attack, Zara met Jack's eyes. "Ready?" He nodded, heart pounding. "Let's show these cosmic bullies what humanity can do." They activated the modified shields just as the ethereal weapon reached full power. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a sound like reality itself tearing, the energy tendrils recoiled. The ethereal ship shuddered, its bioluminescence flickering erratically. "It's working," Krell shouted in disbelief. Zara wasted no time. "All weapons, fire. Aim for the fluctuations in their hull integrity." The celestial Voyager unleashed its full arsenal. Beams of energy and torpedoes slammed into the suddenly vulnerable ethereal vessel. Explosions blossomed across its surface as the mighty ship began to break apart. With a final, silent scream that echoed in their minds, the ethereal ship imploded, collapsing in on itself before vanishing in a burst of light. Stunned silence fell over the bridge, broken only by the beeping of systems coming back online. Then, as one, the alien crew erupted in cheers. Jack found himself engulfed in a many-armed hug from Krell, the normally stoic alien beside himself with joy. Zara approached Jack, her expression a mix of awe and something he couldn't quite identify. "You did it," she said softly. "You saved us all." Jack shook his head. "We did it. Together. Humanity and your people, working as one." Zara's hand found his, squeezing gently. "Perhaps there is more to learn from Earth than I ever imagined." "Jack Foster, I believe this is the beginning of a beautiful alliance." As the celebration continued around them, Jack gazed out at the stars. He thought of Earth, so far away yet somehow closer than ever. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew that the bridge between his world and the vast, unknown universe had been irrevocably forged. And he, Jack Foster, once ordinary human, would be at the heart of it all. Test of loyalty. The weeks following the ethereal encounter passed in a whirlwind of activity. The celestial Voyager had become a hub of frantic research and experimentation, with Jack at the center of it all. His unique insight into the Novium-based technology had elevated him from curiosity to invaluable asset in Zara's eyes. As Jack pored over star charts and ancient alien texts, he couldn't help but feel a growing sense of belonging. The once strange aliens had become friends, their quirks and customs no longer so foreign. Even the nutrient paste was starting to taste, well, not good, but tolerable. One quiet evening, as Jack sat in the mess hall nursing a cup of what passed for coffee, Zara slid into the seat across from him. Her expression was troubled. "Jack," she began, her voice low, "we've received a transmission. From Earth." His heart skipped a beat. "What? How?" Zara's antennae twitched nervously. "It seems your disappearance didn't go unnoticed. Your world's governments have been searching for you. They've developed a rudimentary, faster-than-light communication device. Primitive, but effective enough to reach us." Jack's mind reeled. "What did they say?" "They're demanding your return," Zara said, her purple eyes meeting his. "They're threatening. Well, let's just say they're not being diplomatic about it." A wave of homesickness washed over Jack. Images of his family, his friends, the life he'd left behind flashed through his mind. I don't know what to say," he stammered. Zara reached across the table, her scaled hand resting lightly on his. "There's more, Jack. Our scientists have made a breakthrough. We believe we've pinpointed the location of a major precursor installation on Earth. With your help, we could unlock technological advancements beyond our wildest dreams." The weight of the decision pressed down on Jack. Return home, to the familiar and safe, or continue this cosmic adventure, pushing the boundaries of human understanding. "What do you think I should do?" he asked Zora, searching her alien features for guidance. Her expression softened. I cannot make this choice for you, Jack. But know this. Your presence here has changed things. Changed me. Whatever you decide, you will always have a place among the stars." Before Jack could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. They rushed to the bridge, where a holographic display showed a fleet of Earth vessels, crude by the standards of the celestial voyager, but bristling with weaponry. "How did they find us?" Jack gasped. Krill's voice was grim. "They followed the signal from their communication. Captain, they're charging weapons." Zara's posture stiffened, her command persona taking over. "Shields up. Prepare evasive maneuvers." "Wait," Jack cried. "Let me talk to them. Maybe I can explain, prevent this from escalating." Zara hesitated, then nodded. "Open a channel." The view screen flickered to life, showing the stern face of a military officer. "This is Admiral Chen of the Earth Defense Fleet. Return our citizen immediately, or we will open fire." Jack stepped forward, his heart pounding. "Admiral, this is Jack Foster. I'm here of my own free will. There's no need for violence." The Admiral's eyes widened in surprise. "Foster, are you all right? Are you being coerced?" "No, sir," Jack replied, standing tall. "I'm here because humanity has a chance to be part of something greater. The knowledge we can gain, the advancements we can make, it's beyond anything we've dreamed of." Admiral Chen's expression hardened. "That's not your decision to make, son. You're coming home now. This isn't a negotiation." Jack felt Zara tense beside him. He knew she was moments away from ordering an attack. In that instant, he made his choice. "Admiral," he said, his voice steady, "I understand your concerns, but I propose a compromise. Let me act as an ambassador. I'll return to Earth, share what I've learned, and help establish formal contact with Captain Zara's people. We have a chance to enter the galactic community peacefully. Don't throw that away out of fear." Silence stretched for what felt like an eternity. Finally, Admiral Chen spoke. "You have 1 hour to board our flagship. We'll discuss terms then." The transmission cut off. Jack turned to Zara, seeing a mix of emotions play across her alien features. "I have to go," he said softly. She nodded, her usual composure cracking slightly. "I understand. You're doing the right thing, Jack, for both our peoples." As Jack prepared to leave, gathering the few possessions he'd accumulated during his time aboard, Zara approached him one last time. "This isn't goodbye," she said, her voice firm. "You've proven that humans are capable of greatness. I'll be waiting, out among the stars, for the day Earth is ready to truly join us." Jack smiled, feeling the bittersweet ache in his chest. "And I'll be working every day to make that happen. Thank you, Zara, for showing me the universe." As he boarded the shuttle that would take him to the Earth vessel, Jack took one last look at the celestial voyager. He wasn't the same person who had been abducted on that lonely highway. He was more now, a bridge between worlds, carrying the hopes of 2 species on his shoulders. The adventure, he realized, was only just beginning. Humanity's triumph. 5 years had passed since Jack Foster's return to Earth. The world had changed dramatically in the wake of his revelations about alien life and advanced technology. Global tensions, once at a breaking point, had eased as humanity united in its efforts to join the galactic community. Jack stood at the podium, addressing the United Nations General Assembly. Behind him, a massive view screen showed the sleek shapes of Earth's first true starships, built with a blend of human ingenuity and alien insight. Today, Jack announced, his voice carrying to billions watching worldwide. We take our first steps as true citizens of the cosmos. Our fleet embarks on a mission of peace and discovery, carrying the best and brightest of our world to the stars. As applause filled the chamber, Jack's mind drifted to Zora. They had maintained contact over the years, her occasional encrypted messages, a reminder of the vast universe waiting beyond Earth's atmosphere. She had kept her promise, advocating for humanity's inclusion in the wider galactic society. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the building. Panicked voices filled the air as security personnel rushed to secure the area. Jack's communicator buzzed, a priority message from Mission Control. Foster. Admiral Chen's voice crackled through. We're detecting massive energy signatures entering the solar system. It's the ethereals. They're back and in force. Jack's blood ran cold. He remembered all too well the terrifying power of the hyper-advanced aliens. How long do we have? Hours, maybe less, Chen replied grimly. We're mobilizing everything we've got, but against their technology. I understand, Jack said, his mind racing. I'm on my way. As he rushed from the building, another message came through. This one on a frequency he hadn't used in years. Zara's voice, tight with urgency. Jack, we've detected the ethereal fleet. We're en route, but we won't make it in time. You're Earth's only hope. In the frantic hours that followed, Jack found himself at the heart of Earth's defense plans. The fledgling space fleet was mobilized, joined by every aircraft and missile system on the planet. But as the ethereal armada appeared in the skies, their bioorganic ships dwarfing anything humanity had built, despair began to set in. The first attacks came swiftly. Ethereal energy weapons lashed out, vaporizing military installations and major cities. The Earth's defenses seemed pitiful in comparison, their most advanced weapons barely scratching the alien hulls. As the situation grew dire, Jack had an epiphany. The Novium, he shouted, turning to the haggard faces in the war room. We've been studying it, trying to replicate its effects. What if we detonated all of our Novium samples simultaneously? That could generate an energy pulse, similar to what drove them off before, a scientist mused. But the samples are scattered across the globe. We'd need a way to synchronize the detonations precisely. Jack's eyes lit up. The global communications network we built for the Starship program. We can use it to coordinate the pulse. It was a desperate plan, but the only one they had. As the ethereal ships began their final approach, teams around the world raced to prepare the Novium devices. Jack worked feverishly, coordinating the efforts and praying it would be enough. With seconds to spare, the signal was given. Novium detonations rippled across the planet, their energy combining into a massive pulse that engulfed the Earth in a shimmering barrier. The ethereal fleet faltered, their bioships writhing in apparent agony. For a moment, the world held its breath. Then, with a collective screech that echoed in every human mind, the ethereal ships began to crumble. Some imploded, while others drifted lifelessly in orbit. A few managed to retreat, vanishing into the depths of space. As the realization of victory swept across the planet, cheers erupted from every corner of the globe. Humanity had faced its greatest threat and emerged triumphant. In the aftermath, as the world began to rebuild, a new signal came through. The celestial Voyager appeared in orbit, joined by ships from a dozen alien races. Zara's voice rang out on all frequencies. People of Earth, you have proven yourselves worthy of joining the galactic community. Your bravery and ingenuity in the face of overwhelming odds have impressed even the eldest races among us. We come now not as saviors, but as equals, ready to welcome you to the stars. Jack stood on the launch pad, watching as Zora's shuttle descended. As she emerged, their eyes met, and both smiled, recognizing how far they'd come. You did it, Jack, Zora said, her antennae twitching with pride. You've ushered in a new era for your people. Jack shook his head. We did it. All of us, human and alien alike. This is just the beginning, isn't it? Zara's purple eyes sparkled with excitement. Indeed it is. The universe is vast and full of wonders. And now, at last, humanity is ready to explore it all. As they turned to face the cheering crowds, Jack felt a sense of profound satisfaction. From a chance encounter on a lonely highway to saving his entire species, his journey had been beyond anything he could have imagined. And now, with the stars finally within reach, he knew that the greatest adventures still lay ahead. For him, for Zara, and for all of humanity. The end of one chapter and the beginning of an endless cosmic story.